Hello and welcome back to the Renewalism Show. Yesterday, for the first time, you got introduced to the Guru Pranachandra that I've been talking about for the last 33 episodes. And you also heard the talk, the essence of what he had to say. Today, I'm going to continue with this journey of book reading, but this time to take you through the nuggets of wisdom that are that are interspersed between the pages, between the chapters of the book. So, the way that the book is laid out, and you could grab a paperback if you like on renewalism.com. If you're joining in for the first time, well, I've got a runner below to tell you what is renewalism and what is the significance of it. Because this is something that is about the renewal of human consciousness. And it all, of course, refers to this book, which was released in June and just last month, and has got some fantastic reviews on Book Reporter, on Readsy, and various places. So check it out. The momentum is developing. We have some wonderful reviews on Amazon, and as you pick up your copy through renewalism.com, you can get an e-copy at a discounted price, and you could also get links worldwide to all the Amazon, Kobo, various sites for home deliveries as well, worldwide. So pick up your copy and write your review on Amazon. Coming back to the book, the way that it's structured, it's about 240 pages, and it's got habits that we can adopt in three sections: habits for self renewal, habits for symbiotic renewal of us and our symbiotic relationships with others, with the planet, with the environment, and systemic renewal, because you and I, play a very important role in changing the systems that you and I have developed. Somebody's developed them, they stopped serving us, it's time to reevaluate and renew them. you know so we have a very significant role to play in each one of these things, and that's what had been the subject of our discussions all through June. So if you have just joined in, then please check out the playlist. We've got 30 videos of interviews with 30 experts in June, one on each habit, so that the practical aspects of bringing renewal into our lives can be more easily understood. That was done just to create a reference base of knowledge and experience, which would serve everybody in times to come as renewal starts picking up. Now, today, like I said, I'm going to continue with book reading, but only of the sections that are kind of boxed out. So, in every chapter, every 4 or 5 pages, you've got these boxes, and the purpose is to just hit home with something that is not necessarily the essence of the habit, not necessarily the key point that we're trying to make, but a statement that stands independently that you can chew on, and you can probably even discuss and apply. So that's what we're going to do while um, you still get hold of the book, right? So I'm going to go sequentially. This might be a little time consuming because I'm going to flip pages in front of you. But while I flip the pages, just digest the line. For starters, you cannot smile and be fearful, angry, or guilty at the same time. The power of one closest to nature, a child, can change anyone's vibration. Now, the context here is that it is so important to get back to our connection with nature, because with all the concrete jungles that we've set up, we've lost that connection. And that connection was actually fueling us, fueling our growth, fueling our energetic responses to life. We've lost that connection with life. Why does everything in the outside world seem important while everything in the inside world appears inconsequential? connecting with your inside world, with your inner power, not getting stressed out and misdirected by the fancy things, the cars, the phones, the stuff that is relatively inconsequential in the context of renewal. Because it's not a phone or a car that's going to renew human consciousness. What's going to do it is a connection with our inside. How does that work? Read the book. Do not minimize your mind by your words. Your words, very, very important, self talk. And very often we find, unless we are in awareness, which is what it recommends, we find we're minimizing ourselves with our words. Life is always as complicated as you want it to be. Living simply is easier than you think. The COVID crisis has made us realize some of that. We've simplified a lot, but that's per force. This is by design. A three-word definition of the word meditation: being in awareness. That's it. Meditation is not complicated. Meditation is just bringing yourself in awareness, which starts with going inside yourself. Obfuscative, very interesting. This is a word that Guru Pranachandra developed. It's somewhere between objective and subjective. Obfuscative. It's an adjective, a subjective matter converted into an objective truth to veer the majority in a predetermined direction. He gives examples. For example, money. For example, religion, technology. These are things that are subjective matters converted into objective truth. 100 bucks is 100 bucks to veer the majority in a predetermined direction. And that 100 bucks or that religion can veer majorities into high levels of stress, fights, all sorts of things. Is the purpose of our lives to solve the problems that we need not have created in the first place? Think about it. Is it? What is the purpose of our life? He goes into depths about that. 5 levels of purpose. Renewal is critical. If while we are alive, we want to restore the planet, instead of having to begin again, and you can be today's renewalists. Renewal is broken up that way because NEW in the center of renewal is very, very critical. Not because it's new, but because it's an acronym. Find out what it's for. The self-talk we indulge in can either propel us to achieve what we want or equally easily detract us from getting there. So usually if you're not getting where you want, you know why? By being in the present, we keep in oneness with thought. You have 60,000 thoughts a day. You can't be in oneness with all of them, but you can be in the ones that serve you, with the ones that serve you. Your words are your commands to your outer world. Therefore, choose carefully what passes through your lips. Beings around us is the highest level of human purpose. You are born into abundance. Think about it. You're born into abundance. If you feel lack of abundance, just keep going backwards in your consciousness. Not downwards, backwards. Be the child you once were. We are all dynamic energy bodies made of atoms vibrating at specific frequencies. So, in case you're just wondering who we are that energy. Even science knows it now. You see, science has to measure things to be able to say, yes, that's how it is. But a lot of things that are experienced cannot be measured. Ancient wisdom was experiential, And so science is still catching up with a lot of it. You don't need to meditate more than 5 minutes a day on the breath. The breath is like the training wheels of meditation. That's what you be in awareness of, because you can always be in awareness of it wherever you are. If we hold irritation for long, it becomes anger. And if for a while longer, it becomes an ulcer. We are diseased by emotion. So anger, the emotion, can become a disease, the ulcer. All fear can be cured by reinforcing habits. Habits. There's a lot of detail about habits, because before putting 30 habits into your plate, Guru Pranajendra explains exactly how to work with them so that they integrate with you like that. When high vibrational emotional states intersect with low vibes like guilt or shame, fear or grief, they pull up the lower vibrational states. So that's key, how to stay in a high vibration of joy, of love, of bliss, and bring others up as well. Qigong is meditation and movement. Qi is life force energy, and Gang is the word that means to work with. Qigong, working with life force energy, is a powerful technique to bring energy into your life. PACE is a four-letter acronym for pause, accept, check, and exit. PACE is a four-word acronym, which is the solution to all sorts of relationship stress. Doubt is nothing but fear wearing trendy clothes. See, he's giving a lot of definitions now. Just in case you're in doubt about what doubt is, it's a fear wearing trendy clothes. Denial is a disease that the whole world suffers from, and most likely will be the biggest enemy of the renewal movement. Yes, we've got to get out of being in denial of our own state of stress, of personal illness, of societal states, of social disintegration, of moral decay, of environmental states of degradation. We have to snap out of all that. We can't deny it. Otherwise, what's there to renew? We're good. Things don't ever happen to you, they happen for you. Getting out of the victim mentality, this happened to me, very important. When you live simply, you always have it all. The air hostess principle. You must put on your oxygen mask first before helping your kids do it. Good advice on parenting. Huh? The tracksuit principle. Make a start, break the inertia. There's stories that go back to explain these principles. Unless you can use where you stand as a hard ground to jump from, you will never be able to leap anywhere. The context is gratitude. You've got to be grateful for where you are to get what you want. You can't be saying, I'll be happy, I'll be grateful when I'm there. Use this as hard ground. As we sleep, we magically rebalance all our enzymes and hormones. All the jazz that we know about enzymes and hormones and cortisol and dopamine and serotonin, all that stuff, we knew it 4,000 years ago. We didn't have long words for it, but we knew how to invoke it. That's it. The power to prosper comes from our internal energy. The renewalist can easily overthrow the consumerist. We can change global dynamics in every way in far less than the 50 years we took. to mess it up with consumerism. Consumerism versus minimalistic living, which we've started discovering, is that's the road to renewal. That's the road to political changes. That's the road to economic changes. We're seeing some of that starting to happen. A lot of apps have been banned, a lot of products have been banned from certain countries by certain countries, and dynamics of global exchange are changing. So, yeah. The surest way to overcome any fear is to keep going through it with full awareness. The body's capacity to recover and replenish is phenomenal, but we suppress it with chemicals. Seriously, medicine's doing a lot of harm. Pharmaceuticals, it's doing good, but you got to know how to use it. You can never be a victim without your consent. What have you consented to? What's holding you back? Habits travel through consciousness as imprints on the karmic mind stream. The deep one. This is a deep one. If you see the first episode of the Renewalism show, the title is Your Habits Are Your Legacy. It's not only the legacy that you leave for others, it's the legacy you leave for yourself in your next life. It is fascinating how in everything there is a trinity of body, mind, and spirit. The number one means we have invented to waste time is to allow our vibrations to reset slowly. We can waste years and years and years just holding on to some vibrations that are not serving. Words, when used as weapons, sabotage our symbiotic relationships. A lot of talk about words. Anytime you have to make a choice, choose the option that brings joy. Simple, isn't it? Choose joy. Mature like a good wine. So people will look at your photo and fondly remember the spirit long after the bottle is trashed. Remember, everybody dies. If mindfulness was a modern invention, commercially marketable, we would have by now mindfulness shots to boost memory power. A lot of talk about mindfulness too, because that's one of the keys to renewal. Our victory over our world lies in reconnecting with our energy centers. What are they? Where are they? Who knows about them? Has science measured them? Not yet. But they're there. And you can reconnect with them and poof, change everything for yourself. Emotions structure disease, and emotions arise from vibrations. So that's what you got to know. That you want to stay healthy, happy, stress free, and make a positive impact, make a contribution, add to everybody's prosperity. You've got to know where your emotions are coming from. They're coming from the vibration, the energy that's all around us. That connection for the entire planet, the human species, will change every other species and every other natural construction on this planet. You have an unexpected role to play, my friends, in saving the planet. That's the byline of the book. Go grab your copy. I sincerely urge you to be a renewalist, to be a part of this movement, and to spread the word. Return tomorrow at 9 o'clock because that's where we're going to be on this channel. I'm going to start something new from tomorrow. What I'm toying with is analyzing what's going on in the world and giving it a renewalist twist. Because I'm among the first few renewalists on the planet, Guru Pranachandra being the first. If you don't know who he is, go back to yesterday's episode. Go back to other episodes. It's great fun. We've put together some very interesting discussions, conversations on various facets of medicine, of solar power, of purpose, of independent thinking, and each one of them is a delight. I thank all the people who had come for the interviews, and I thank you for spending time on this episode. And come back tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel now so it makes it easier for you tomorrow, and I'll see you. Have a great night.